only $3.99 this year. I don't know what that's going to do with the jacked up baseball in 1988.
Well, yesterday, around the rest of the major leagues, 26 home runs. So, indeed, it will be interesting. But right now, as they start the pregame ceremonies, let's join the great Bob Shepard and take his feet.
The coaches, number 6, Tony Oliva. In the bullpen, number 42, Dick Such. In the bullpen, number 43, Rick Stelmazak. Number 44, Rick Rennick. Number 45, Wayne Terwilliger. The non-starters, number 9, Gene Larkin. Number 15, Tim Laudner. Number 17, Les Straker. Number 22, Keith Atherton. Number 26, Al Newman. Number 27, Mark Davidson. Number 28, Bert Blyleven. Number 36, Joe Negro. Number 38, Steve Carlton. Number 39, Dwight Lowry. Number 40, Juan Berenguer. Number 41, Jeff Reardon. Number 53, Charlie Lee. Number 57, Tippy Martinez. The manager, number 10, Tom Kelly. And the starting lineup in left field, number 32, Dan Gladden. At shortstop, number 7, Greg Gagne. In center field, number 34, Kirby Puckett. At first base, number 14, Ken Herbeck. At third base, number 8, Gary Gaetti. The designated hitter, number 25, Randy Bush. In right field, number 24, Tom Brunansky. Catching, number 11, Tom Nieto. At second base, number 4, Steve Lombardozzi. And warming up in the bullpen, the pitcher, number 16, Frank Viola. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Yankees. Gene Monahan. The strength coach, Jeff Mangold. The coaches, number 34, Mike Ferraro. Number 40, Fleet Boyer. In the bullpen, number 42, Art Fowler. In the bullpen, number 44, Jeff Torbo. Number 50, Chris Chambliss. Number 51, Mike Pennell. And the non-starters, number 11, Don Sloth. Number 18, Claudel Washington. Number 19, Dave Rigetti. Number 20, Bobby Meacham. Number 21, Jose Cruz. Number 25, Tommy John. Number 28, Al Leiter. Number 35, Lee Guterman. Number 36, Richard Dodson. Number 41, Charles Hudson. Number 43, Tim Stoddard. Number 45, John Candelaria. number 51, Cecilio Guante, and number 54, Jay Buhner. The manager, number 1, Billy Martin. And the starting lineup in left field, number 24, Ricky Henderson. At second base, number 30, co-captain Willie Randolph. At first base, number 23, Don Mattingly. The designated hitter, number 22, Gary Ward. In right field, number 31, Dave Winfield. In center field, number 39, Roberto Kelly. At third base, number 13, Mike Pagliarulo. Catching, number 12, Joel Skinner. At shortstop, number 17, Rafael Santana. And pitching, warming up in the bullpen, number 26, Rick Roden.
Bobby, I was trying to get some tickets earlier, and I just couldn't find any. You know, I was fortunate enough just to get 2. But at that point, the tickets have just been gone. So it's been a situation that people are ready. They're ready for that possible summer Subway Series right here. So it's got a good chance. The Mets off to a big start yesterday, hitting 6 home runs in that ball game. And, of course, the Yankees coming out of spring training, as we mentioned earlier, the best record in all the major leagues. They seem to be ready, even with what we talked about, the Winfield-Steinbrenner controversy. The players say they're going to do it. They're healthy, and we'll just have to wait and see. But as you mentioned, where you're going over the lineups, the start of Joel Skinner, who Skinner, going into spring training, was really not expected to make this ball club. And all of a sudden, had a good spring, and then boom, he's in the starting lineup on opening day.
Not many surprises, but yes, that is a surprise that Skinner would be called on to be the opening day starting catcher here at Yankee Stadium. Talk about a youngster, Randy Velarde, had a terrific spring for the New York Yankees. Rafael Santana will start for the New York Yankees at shortstop this afternoon, but you got to look for Randy Velarde here in the very near future.
Well, the competition in the American League East this year is going to be intense. No question about that. George Bell, with all the controversy that they've had over Bell being a DH, playing here, not playing there. Yesterday, off Brett Saberhagen, hitting 3 home runs. First time that's ever been done. That was quite an auspicious debut for Mr. Bell.
Well, I don't know what Jimmy Williams did. I know he made Bell mad, but I tell you what, that'll be a bad point as far as the American League itself is concerned. You can't make George Bell mad because he'll respond with the, like you said, he's the most intimidating right-handed hitter that you've seen in a long, long time.
All right, we didn't have a chance in spring training to voice our opinion on it, but right now, very quickly, give me your top 3 clubs in the American League East this year.
Well, I think the Yankees, if they stay healthy and the pitching staff stays together and stays healthy, I think the Yankees have an opportunity, an excellent opportunity to win it this year. I'll look for Toronto and Milwaukee to challenge the New York Yankees.
Well, I'm going to go with New York again. It's a deep ball club as far as the talent they put on the field, but once you get by that, it's not a real deep ball club. So injuries could play a big, big factor. Now, you're looking at one of the keys right there, and a man who won 16 games last year, Rick Roden. He's going to have to stay healthy all year, as is Richard Dodson. And I think the big question mark on the ball club at this point is the rookie left-hander Al Leiter. But I'm going to pick the Yankees. I'm going to go with the Boston Red Sox second, and I'm going to go with Toronto in third place. So it indeed is going to be it should be a good race.
Well, you know what, Hawk? I think if you look at the Eastern Division, as far as I'm concerned, it's probably the toughest division that it's ever been in baseball, since divisional play anyway. You've got 1 of 5 teams that can really, in that American League Eastern Division, finish 1st or 5th. And we mentioned 3 of the top. We didn't go as far as to go to 4th and 5th teams, but I tell you what, there are 5 quality ball clubs in the Eastern Division.
Well, you picked Milwaukee 3rd, and talking to some scouts, they tell us that the best-looking club out in Arizona were the Milwaukee Brewers. They say they have it together, but again, they have some people who cannot afford to be hurt, namely Paul Molitor. But right now, after Willie Randolph and Tom Kelly have exchanged lineup cards at home plate, let's once again join Bob Shepard. A tribute to Elston Howard and Thurman Munson. And we'll be back with the first pitch, opening day 88, right after this.
Well, back here at Yankee Stadium, the first pitch has been thrown. There on the right-hand side of the screen is Diane Munson walking back to the Yankee dugout along with Arlene Howard. A tribute to both of the fine catchers in the pinstripe, Elston Howard and Thurman Munson. And we're happy to see Diane and Arlene Howard here for opening day to throw out the first pitch. Well, we're about ready to get underway, but first of all, before we do that, we'll take a look at the New York Yankees 1980 defense. In left field, Ricky Henderson. That's his favorite position. The youngster Roberto Kelly with a lot of speed in center field. Dave Winfield with that strong arm in right. At third base, Mike Pagliarulo. Shortstop, Rafael Santana. Second base, Willie Randolph, the co-captain of the New York Yankees. And Don Mattingly, everybody knows how he can play first base. Behind the plate, Joel Skinner. And on the mound, right-hander Rick Rhoden. So it'll be Rhoden and Skinner. And Hawk, assessing the 1988 season, we take a look at the defending world champions and how hard is it really to repeat as world champions?
Bobby, we both know in recent years it's been impossible. Nobody's been able to do it. Minnesota Twins do not have, for the first time in their 27-year history, do not have a rookie on their opening day roster. So General Manager Andy MacPhail, who did such a fine job last year ensuring that this ball club feels like that they're good enough right now. Sure, they're still looking for more pitching, but the Minnesota Twins feel like they can do it. They had a so-so spring. The pitching is a big question mark with him. But right there, as you look at the big right-hander, Rick Rhoden, taking his warm-up tosses. Rhoden, as we mentioned, 1-2 last year against Minnesota. He is 137-107 lifetime in the big leagues, and he is the big key. He is the horse. He is going to be the stopper for the Yankees this season. He has concluded his warm-up tosses. Skinner gets it down. As you take a look at today's umpires, behind the plate it'll be Rich Garcia, Nick Bremigan at first, Rick Reed at second, and John Hirschbeck over at third. So a beautiful day for baseball. A good crew behind the plate and on the bases. And Dan Gladden, Greg Gagne, and Kirby Puckett will face the right-hander Rick Rhoden. Gladden last year hitting .249, 8 homers, 38 RBIs, and the first pitch of the Yankee '88 season. Breaking ball misses low and away, and the count 1-0. Virtually no wind here at the stadium. There's a fastball, just misses outside, and very quickly Rhoden behind Gladden. 2-0. Gladden last year with 25 stolen bases. He can get a run manufactured for you.
And the one thing about Rhoden, he will not give in on a 2-0 pitch.
Pops him up. Roberto Kelly comes in. 23-year-old center fielder. And the first out of the season is made by Roberto Kelly.
Well, the next batter will be Greg Gagne, but when Rhoden gets behind in the count, which he doesn't do very often, he will not give in to that batter. He will not throw the ball right down the pipe. He'll take a little bit off of it. He'll turn it over a little bit, but Rhoden is not the kind of guy that would just give you the fastball right down the middle.
Talking Rick prior to the game, he said that it's going to be a little different this year because even when you get behind with that short porch and left now, it's almost the same as it is in right field. It changes things around a little bit. But here's Gagne, .265 hitter last year, 10 homers, 40 RBIs. Minnesota winning the World's Championship in a fashion that's never been done before, winning all 4 home games while losing all 3 away games to the Cardinals. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count evens at 1.
Well, that's the style that Rick Rhoden will feature in 1988. He likes to hit the corners, inside, outside. He works the hitters over, and he knows where their weaknesses are.
Ball and 2 strikes. Outfield shaded towards right. Bit of a gap between Henderson and Kelly. As for the most part, Gagne will use the whole park to hit in. Got him. Good slider by Rhoden. And there's 2 out.
Well, there's just no way that Gagne can reach this pitch right on the outside corner, and a beauty.
That's going to get a whole bunch of them right there.
You bet. Me and you both.
Here's the center fielder, Kirby Puckett. .332, 28 homers, 99 ribbies last year. Calumet City, Illinois. He's 5'8", 225 pounds, and Kirby looks like he's lost just a few since last season. He was a little hefty at the end of '87. Tags it on the grass at third. Hung him a curveball and gets away with it as Henderson hauls it in, and Rick Rhoden, starting off the season, retires the Twins in order 1-2-3. For Minnesota, nothing across. And at the end of a half inning of play, the Twins nothing, the Yankees coming up. No score, bottom of the first inning right now. Let's check the Twins for you defensively. In the outfield, it'll be Gladden in left, Puckett in center, Brunansky in right. Around the horn, Herbeck at first, Lombardozzi at second, Gagne the shortstop, Gaetti at third, and the battery of Tom Nieto, and the big southpaw out of Hempstead, New York, Frank Viola. Viola last year, the MVP in the World Series, a record of 17-10, 2.90 ERA. That was third in all of Major League Baseball. You see the innings pitched, the walks, and the strikeouts. Almost 200 strikeouts for the big southpaw. But Viola, last year against the Yankees, had a record of 2-1, and lifetime he is 5-7. He will face the top third of the Yankee order: Henderson, Randolph, and Mattingly. Viola last year came up with a good changeup, Bobby.
Well, he's got 4 quality pitches to go along with that changeup and fastball and that breaking ball, and he will give a left-handed batter fits in the lineup. That's the reason the Yankees are going with a predominantly right-handed hitting lineup today.
Well, the pitch that really sets up the right-handers for him has been that change. He fell in love with it last year and had good success. As a matter of fact, in a couple of starts, he threw it a little too much, and they backed him off. But the catalyst, the igniter for the Yankees, Ricky Henderson will lead it off. Ricky last year, 291, 17 homers, and 37 RBIs. Puckett deep in center. Outfield, bunched just a shade towards left. As a breaking ball in and over. Check that. Missed low, and the count 1-0. Nieto sets to the outside as he misses low, and the count 2-0. Talking to Billy Martin, he's just going to turn Henderson loose this year.
Got the green light. Billy has said that the key to this ball club, or at least the...
Another off-speed pitch misses, and the count 3-0.
The big hidden factor is that the Yankees have speed, and he's going to use it, along with Ricky Henderson. In fact, he says that Ricky Henderson should at least steal 100 bases or more.
There's a fastball in and over. Well, I think it was a psychological move on Billy's part to a degree because of the fact he already has Henderson thinking about bases on balls, trying to get him away from that home run syndrome. Got in on him with a fastball. That's hot to left. Gladden's there, and that's out number 1.
I think we ought to mention right now, it happens to be 1:21 here at the stadium, and the sun becomes a factor early part of 1988 in the daytime in left field, and if there's going to be an outfield problem, there will be in left center field with the sun.
Here's the co-captain, Willie Randolph, 33-year-old veteran, making his 13th consecutive opener in the pinstripes. Takes the ball, and the count 1-0. Willie last year, fine season, 305, 7 homers, 67 runs knocked in. Off-speed pitch in and over, and the count 1-1. Gaetti even with the line at third, as that pitch just misses the outside corner. Viola wanted it, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Willie last year with that terrific concentration before injuring his knee, trying to pick it right back up. Chopper, foul, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bobby, I just don't think I've seen a player in recent years for the first half of the season actually going past the All-Star break, as I mentioned, with that level of concentration that Randolph had last season.
Well, I think Willie finally came into his own as far as a leader and a mature person on the Yankee ball club.
Down low, full count. Viola going to 3-1 on Henderson, 3-2 on Randolph. Got him. Big motion. Pull the string on him. Willie thought it was questionable. Garcia rings him up, and there's 2 gone.
One of the reasons Frank Viola is considered one of the best left-handers in all of baseball, and that's it right now. 3-2 pitch, and he takes it a little bit off of it, that changeup that you were talking about, Hawk, and only Willie Randolph could just look at it.
Here's Don Mattingly. Enough said. Takes the ball. Mattingly last year had a tough time against Twins pitching, hitting just .244, 3 homers, and he knocked in 7. There's a strike. Ball and a strike to Mattingly. Don hitting .260 in spring training, hit a couple of home runs, knocked in 13. Hard hit right at the shortstop, Greg Gagne. Over to Herbeck, so both pitchers, Roden and Viola, retire in order. After 1 inning of play, there's no score. Top of the second inning. And along with Bobby Mercer, this is the Hawk and Harrelson from beautiful Yankee Stadium. Nothing across as Roden and Viola have retired the first three they have faced. Here in the Twins' second, it'll be Herbeck, Gaetti, and Bush. Tough to repeat McGrath team since 1955 to successfully defend the title. The Yankees, the Oakland A's, 72, 3, and 4. The Big Red Machine in 75 and 76, and in 77 and 78, Bobby Mercer. The Yankees once again. So there hadn't been a whole bunch of parts.
I'll tell you what, every club that we saw there that did repeat, they were solid ball clubs. They didn't have any holes.
You know, the one thing that just popped in my mind looking at that, they were all smart clubs. They knew how to play. They didn't beat
themselves. They knew how to win.
Here's the big first baseman, Ken Herbeck. Last year, 285, 34 homers, and he knocked in 90. Outfield deep, swung around to the right. Fastball up and away, and the count 1-0. In the spring, Herbeck hit 228, 4 homers, and he knocked in 9. Tries to throw a little lollipop curveball missed up high, and it's 2-0. See the defensive positioning for Herbeck. Good fastball. Got in on the fist of Kemp. Popped up. Pag's having a little problem with it. Now smooths it out, makes a catch, and there's one out.
You see Mike Pagliarulo with the glasses down. He had a problem with it. At this time of day, it is a problem in left field, as I mentioned earlier. Pags recovers quickly and makes the catch with the glasses down.
Here's the third baseman, Gary Gaetti. 31 homers, 109 RBIs in 87. Good fastball hitter, takes that slider on the corner, and the count 0-1. Twins with a little different payroll in 88 than they had in 87. Breaking ball misses low and away.
Well, they got 5 guys making $1 million more now, right?
Maybe 6.
6 guys? They slipped one in on me.
Got in on him with a fastball, and the count 1-2. So Roden moving it around very well. Mixing speeds. I'll tell you, when you get behind Ken Herbeck 2-0 and jam him with a good heater, you know you've had a little mustard on it.
Well, he keeps hitters off balance. That's his style of pitching. And like I said, he doesn't give in when he's behind in a count.
Roden way on top, a ball and 2 strikes. Another high heater. Randy Bush, the on-deck hitter. Minnesota last year, 196 home runs. As you see in the championship series, Gaetti, the MVP. By the way, that's the same amount of home runs that the Yankees hit. In fact, their numbers as a club were very, very similar in 87. Breaking ball misses. 2-2 the count. Yankees won 89 ball games. Minnesota won 85. These clubs split 12 last season, 6-6. Yankees had a 4-2 edge here at the stadium, and the same for the Twins at the Metrodome. Full count to Gaetti.
Well, we've talked about the Western Division, and we've talked about the Eastern Division, how strong the Eastern Division is, and has been for about the last 5 years. The Western Division has won the World Championship the last 2 years in the American League.
Breaking ball. A little something off the slider, had Gaetti out in the front. No seats available here at the stadium. Temperature today is supposed to hit around 70. Just a gorgeous day for the opener or for any game. Got him. Fastball out of half of the plate. 2 gone. Second strikeout for Roden.
What a gorgeous pitch by Rick Roden on a 3-2 count. He started the ball actually outside, and then he just runs back over the outside part of the plate.
Here's the DH, Randy Bush. Bush last year, 253 hitter, 11 homers, 46 RBIs, good fastball hitter.
Well, with the new dimensions here at Yankee Stadium for 1988, I don't think left-handed power really makes any difference now.
Well, you're going to see left-handers going to left field
Yeah.
and hitting home runs that way, which is something that's never been done here.
No.
I only called one last year, and that was Pags did it. Twice. Pasqua did it, and Pags did it. As Bush can't get the fastball, and the count 1-2.
Well, I think we have to talk about this. I was a dead pull hitter, but I made myself a pull hitter because of Yankee Stadium. When I played here, it was 296 down the right field line. It was foolish to try to hit the ball 430 in left center field, so I was rolling those risks over.
This is just a can of corn out there. Got him. Breaking ball on the outside corner, so Root picks up his third strikeout, has retired the first 6 Twins in order. After an inning and a half, no score. Bottom of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for either team. Boy, just looking at the field out there, it looks just gorgeous. Of course, if you don't get it looking good on opening day, it'll be tough to do it the rest of the season. But it looks just beautiful.
Well, I had about 17 opening days, not all with the Yankees, but every opening day I had goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
No matter how long I played.
Here for the Yanks in their half of the second, it'll be the designated hitter Gary Ward, then Dave Winfield and Roberto Kelly to face the southpaw Frank Viola. Fastball chopped to Hopper. Gaetti. Long peg to Herbeck. 1 pitch, 1 out. You'd have to say a pretty nice ovation for the fans here at Yankee Stadium for the big right fielder Dave Winfield. In case you just joined us, we talked about it at the top. Of course, the controversy between Winfield's book and George Steinbrenner on the effect that it could have on the ball club. There's a strike in and over for Viola. My partner, Bobby Mercer, does not seem to think it's going to have too much effect. I do. I think it's going to have an effect before this thing is done.
Well, not on the field. Maybe the clubhouse prior after the ball game.
There's a good change, and quickly it's 0-2.
And I think whatever has happened and whatever effect it's going to have on an individual, if it has, I think it's already over with.
I disagree. If it affects you in the clubhouse, it's going to affect you out on that field. It's just hard to turn it on and off like a light switch. Watch out as Viola pulled the string on Winfield. 3 pitches. He's gone. And the bat down by Clete Boyer.
Well, that was almost in the American League president's box down the left field line. Dr. Bobby Brown had to get out of the way of that. Winfield is noted for this, especially when he's fooled on a breaking ball. Change up, Winfield way out in front of it, and the only thing that he could do was just let the bat go.
Boy, that's a good motion by Viola on that change. Ward might be talking to him. He may have picked up something in that delivery by Viola. As Roberto Kelly lays one down the third baseline. They're going to have to eat this one. Good speed by Kelly, the first hit of the season for the Yankees. And he got a beautiful pitch to Bono.
Caught everybody by surprise. One thing that Roberto Kelly can do is bunt, and we can see it right here with 2 outs. A perfect bunt down the third baseline. No chance for Viola or Gaetti. First hit of the ball game.
The pitch. That was the thing. He got that big slow curveball from Viola, and that is by far the easiest pitch to lay down. So the first hit, the first base runner. And here's the third baseman, Mike Pagliarulo. Pags last year leading the club in home runs with 32. He knocked in 87. Outfield deep, especially Puckett in center. As a strike in and over.
Well, they have the new balk rule this year. The pitcher must come to a complete and discernible stop with both hands on the ball and with both feet on the mound.
Actually, 3 new rules being implemented for 1988 as there's a shot with foul. Watch out. You have the new strike zone. Purportedly, the new strike zone.
Yeah.
You have the balk rule, and the umpires have also been given the ability to throw somebody out immediately if they think that they are a pitcher, I should say, if they think they're throwing at a hitter without even a warning. So more and more pressure being put on the umpires. They don't need it, and they don't like it. Fastball high neck in, and the count 1-2. Well, I think the balk rule is just a farce. It's just that simple. The only thing they're going to do there is just cause and create more problems, longer ball games, and they're making it tougher on the pitcher. As far as the strike zone goes, these guys have been set in their ways. They're not going to change their strike zones. Maybe a week into the season, they might try it, and then after that, it's going to be history. There goes Kelly. Shot with foul. Roberto with a good jump. Nieto was not going to throw him out.
Well, it was a farce as far as the balk rule was concerned in spring training. Of course, that was new. They wanted to let everybody know that they were going to at least be looking at that in spring training. I don't think they will be as forceful during the regular season as they were in spring training about the new balk rule. But they want everybody to be aware of it.
Well, anytime that you give a rule that's interpreted by the individuals themselves like that, you're going to have just a big mismatch of interpretation. They had 3 on Clemens yesterday, I believe, for the Red Sox. But again, you're talking about all these umpires, and they're going to view it and look at it in different ways, so all you're going to do is confuse the pitchers.
Yeah, but every rule that they have out on the baseball field is an interpretation by the umpire. So it's up to him anyway.
1-2 pitch, high heater. And Powers can't get on top. That'll do it for the Yankees, but they come up with a hit. No Minnesota errors, a man left, and after 2, 0-0. No score, top of the 3rd inning. Bobby Mercer, you wanted to bring up another point about the balk rule as far as the personal interpretation of the umpire.
Well, I mean, we're talking about all the rules, basically, that are enforced by the umpires on the field. It's an interpretation by that individual. And there are a lot of umpires, both in the National and the American League. And like you and I, Hawk, I mean, we don't see everything eye to eye. So I imagine it's got to be the same way for the umpires down on the field.
I don't think there's any question about it. I think that's the reason it's a farce.
And I think they've also stated that personally, some of the umpires.
Oh, yeah. They don't need it. They don't want the added responsibility. They have enough responsibility calling balls and strikes and calling the guys on the bases. Right here, the right fielder, Tom Brunansky, will lead it off. Rudin has retired the first 6 Twins in succession. Brunansky last year, .259 hitter, 32 homers, 85 RBIs, takes a slider on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Fastball misses. A ball and a strike. Brunansky, 27 years old. California, one of the young Minnesota players. They have some young fellas in that lineup. Check swing on a fastball up and in, and they count 1-2. But you look at the ages of this club. Gladden, the oldest member, so to speak, of the starting lineup. He's 30 years old. Gagne, 26. Puckett, 27. Herbeck, 27. Brunansky, 27. Lombardozzi, 27.
Well, of course, you didn't mention Necro or Carlton or Tippy Martinez.
I'm talking about the starting lineup.
I know you're talking about starting lineup.
Yeah, I saw Lefty before the game. He's on the club. As Roden hung one, got away with it. Roden just sitting out there with his glove on his knees, thankful that Brunansky did not hit that one out of here. That's 2 breaking balls that he's gotten away with thus far. Here's the catcher, former Cardinal Tom Nieto. Nieto last year in his stint with the Twins hit .200, 1 homer, and he knocked in 12. Boy, those hangers got a penchant for going a long way, especially with this ball club. They got some horses. Off-speed pitch up high in the count, 1-0. (16-10) last year. 3.86 ERA. He had just an outstanding spring. That fastball jammed him, ate him up. Winfield. 2 gone. Roden, as we mentioned, 4-1 in the spring. Very sporty, 3.09 ERA.
Well, even though the dimensions are different here at Yankee Stadium for 1988, Rick Roden is still pitching up and in on these right-handed power hitters.
Well, the shorter the porches, the more you have to pitch inside.
I agree with you.
Well,
you could talk a lot about that in Fenway.
Oh, man. The only guys that could beat you there were the guys who just were consistent. A better word, persistent. Catfish Hunter. Didn't throw hard, but I'll tell you, he just pounded the Red Sox hitters inside. That's the reason he won there. As Lombardozzi takes the strike. Steve last year hit .238, 8 homers, knocked in 38. Now a little breeze is picked up, blowing from left towards right. Just missed with a curveball, and the count 1-1. Yes, sir. You get some short porches like they have here now at the stadium. If you can't pitch inside, you're going to lose. A slider. Easy two-hopper for Pags. And Roden, thus far through the first 3, has faced 9 Twins. After 2.5, there's no score. The big left-hander, Frank Viola, taking his warm-up tosses here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Rick Roden, in case you just tuned in, has retired in succession 9 Minnesota hitters, while Viola retired the first 5 before a beautiful bunt single down the 3rd baseline by Bobby Kelly last inning. Here in the Yankee 3rd, it'll be Skinner, Santana, then the top of the order, left fielder Ricky Henderson.
Well, we talk about some of the injured players and some of the players that are on the disabled list for the New York Yankees. Of course, we all know about Jack Clark and Wayne Tollefson, Ron Guidry, and Neil Allen all stayed behind in Fort Lauderdale. They're recovering from their injuries and the Yankees are hoping that these guys will be back soon. And also yesterday, Hawk, the Yankees made a couple of roster moves when they put Rick Cerrone and Jerry Royster on waivers.
Here's Joel Skinner, who won himself a job in spring training. Takes the breaking ball. That's a good pitch by Viola. A hard breaking pitch coming down and into the right-handed hitter. Skinner, of course, as all Yankee fans know, had a tough go of it in 1987. As that fastball got in on him a little bit, and quickly, it's 0-2.
Well, a surprise start, as we've mentioned, for Joel Skinner. Billy Martin wants Skinner behind the plate for his defensive ability, not for his hitting ability. And if Skinner will quit worrying about his hitting and just do the catching, he's going to be in there for a long time.
Viola pulls the string on him. Well, there's one thing about it. He can throw as well. Or a better way to put it is nobody in this league that can throw better than Joel Skinner from behind the plate. He is a good defensive receiver. And maybe, just maybe, when Clark comes back, the Yankees will have enough offense to carry that in case he does not hit, which will make it a lot easier on Joel. I still think he has the ability to hit 250 or 260 in the big leagues. Fortunately, not a whole bunch of people feel that way, but I do. 1-2 pitch off the end of the bat. Greg Gagnon. Easy play. Skinner, no speed. And it's out number 1. Checking the slate of games around the rest of the major leagues, only one other game. That'll be tonight in the American League, Seattle at Oakland. As you take another look at the ground ball to Gagnon. In the National League, Pittsburgh at Philadelphia, the Cubs at Atlanta, San Diego at Houston, San Francisco at Los Angeles. All those coming under the lights. Here's the new Yankee shortstop coming over from the other side of town, Rafael Santana. Takes a fastball strike. And as you mentioned earlier, Bobby, he was pushed hard this spring by Randy Velarde. Nothing in 2. Santana had a tough go in spring training, hitting at just 127. Checks it up, and a count of ball and 2 strikes. The only thing the Yankees are looking for from Santana is consistency. With the injury to Wayne Tollefson, Tolly's still down in Florida nursing that operation. recuperating from the torn rotator cuff surgery. But consistency is the only thing they're looking for from Raffy. Pull the string way out in front. And Viola strikes out his 4th Yankee. Big smile on Southpaw's face. I'll tell you, that changeup, if he has any consistency with it this year, he could very easily win 20 ball games.
One of the best left-handers in baseball today, Frank Viola. Comes from Hempstead, New York. Went to St. John's University. He's a big favorite here in this area.
Here's the leadoff hitter, Ricky Henderson. Fly to Gladden to open up the Yankee first. Outfield deep. Boy, Puckett is really playing deep out there. High neck in, and the count 1-0. Of course, with his size, it even magnifies the depth of Kirby Puckett in center field. Just a little bit of a thing in height. Fastball pops him up. Puckett. Now Gladden, glasses down, coming over. Puckett will call him off. And that'll retire the side. So both these guys, Roden and Viola, getting their thing done. After 3, there's no score.
Shoot.
No score, top of the 4th inning. And along with Bobby Mercer, this is the Hawk Ken Harrelson from beautiful Yankee Stadium, opening day 88. And when I say no score, only 1 base hit. That was a bunt single by Bobby Kelly in the 2nd. Rick Roden has retired the first 9 Minnesota hitters in order. So here in the Twin 4th, it'll be Gladden, Gagne, and Puckett. And to tell you about it, here's Bobby.
Thank you, Hawk, and a beautiful afternoon for opening day. As we had mentioned, the sun is back out behind the clouds. And Rick Roden has been the master all the way here against the Minnesota Twins. Perfect through the first 3 innings, no score. We go back to the top of the order for the Minnesota Twins. Gladden, Gagne, and Puckett due up here in the top half of the 4th inning. Gladden flied out to center field his first time up. Up high with a fastball, Roden starts Gladden off with. Swing and a miss. Roden staying upstairs with that fastball on most of these right-handed hitters for the Twins. 1-1 now the count.
Rick, for the most part, has had a good fastball all spring, but the most impressive part of his repertoire was a control of the breaking pitches early on. Just missed with that fastball.
Up high again with a fastball and outside. So the count goes to 2-1 now on Gladden. Roden actually had a very fine spring training for the New York Yankees. He comes into the season with a high note. 4-1 on the spring with a 3.09 earned run average. That's high and outside. Now the count is 3-1 to Gladden.
Roden wanted that one. Home plate umpire Rich Garcia, one of the veterans. As I mentioned earlier, this is a good crew. Garcia, Bremigan, Reed, and John Hirschbeck.
And for the most part, Rick Roden has had trouble with the Minnesota Twins. 3-1 pitch is hit deep into left center field. Going back is Kelly near the warning track, and he's got it. Whoa, I don't know if the wind had anything to do with that or not. Looked like the ball was going to be at least up against the wall, but Kelly ran her down in left center field.
One of the things that you want to watch for in Bobby Kelly this season is that he is so aggressive in center field. Sometimes he gets too good a jump. Now, he made that play really easy. He had a long way to go. But you'll see him sometimes make some rookie mistakes out there in his jumps. He'll overcharge a ground ball, get caught in between. The one thing about it, he can go get them.
One down, and Greg Gagne steps in. Here in the top half of the 4th inning, no score. And Roden starts Gagne off with a breaking ball that misses low and outside. By far the hardest hit ball off of Roden by the Minnesota Twins in this ball game. Swung on and missed. That fastball up high, way out of the strike zone, but Gagne chased it. 1-1.
Well, it's all right to throw the fastball up if you're on top of the strike zone. because it's awful tough for those right-hand hitters to get on top of it.
Especially when you can't swing at it, when it's too high.
Well, as I say, as long as you keep it on top of the zone, then you can pitch up there. But if you get it down a little bit up high, then you're in trouble.
Swing and a miss. That was a slider.
What Roden tries to do out there is he just tries to enlarge the hitting area by in and out, which is the way 95% of the pitchers do it. But he also tries to go up and down. He tries to enlarge it up and down as well.
Breaking ball misses low and outside. The count goes to 2-2. Roden knows the strengths and the weaknesses of all of these hitters around the American League, and he pitches that way to every hitter. Smart pitcher, Rick Roden. Little semi-jam shot.
That's a major league jam job right there. Well, one thing about Rick, though, as you mentioned, 34-year-old veteran, 137 wins in the big leagues against 107 losses. He will go at a hitter's strength. But again, what he will do, if he knows a right-handed hitter is a good high fastball hitter, he'll just go up a little higher. Because that high fastball, obviously, is the one that looks best to the hitter. You can see it better.
2-2 count coming on its way to Greg Gagne. Down in dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Gagne.
And a lot of times, especially coming over from the Dodger organization where he started his career and then going to Pittsburgh, Roden, those Dodger pitchers were taught. The hitter will tell you his strike zone. Just look at his hands.
Hit deep down the left field line. That's going to be extra base hit. Ricky Henderson over. He'll play it off the wall and deliver it back into Bobby Meacham. A stand-up double by Greg Gagne, and the first base hit, extra base hit in this ball game by the Minnesota Twins.
Watch the location right there. 3-2 fastball, not too much on it. And there again is a pitch that Rick can be a little thankful did not leave the yard. A lot of guys are going to hit that 3-2 more or less nothing fastball hard.
That'll bring up Kirby Puckett, the center fielder. He's 0 for 1. Fly it out to left field. First inning. The first threat of a Minnesota Twin. Down to second base, Greg Gagne. The first 2 batters up here in the top half of the 4th inning have hit the ball hard off of Rick Roden. And a nice stop by Joel Skinner. Breaking ball to misses way low and outside. 1-0 now on Puckett. 1987 had highest batting average, 332 since Rod Carew in 1978.
Here's a tough spot right here for Randolph and Santana because Puckett can move the ball to the right side, so Willie's got to hold his ground. Gagne can get a good lead down there. Last year, Gagne had just 6 stolen bases, but right here, if Santana or Randolph does not make a move to hold him on a little bit, he can get a big jump. Much easier play, excuse me, Bobby, if you got that right-handed pull hitter up there for the second baseman. When you got Puckett who can spray the ball all around, you got to hold your ground.
1-1 count now on Kirby Puckett. 1 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. Gagne leading off down at second base.
Short lead by Gagne.
That fastball just misses inside. 2-1 now on Puckett. Well, I can't say that this is a sign that Rick Roden would be losing his fastball. Already stuff here early in the ball game. He set the Minnesota Twins down the first 3 innings, but first 2 guys here, Hawk, leading off this top of the 4th inning, have hit the ball hard.
Well, he got behind. A lot of guys I mentioned are going to hit that 3-2 fastball he threw to Gagne hard. And then the Gladden pitch, 3-1 fastball. So the count is going to determine how aggressive these guys are. And believe me, this is a very aggressive offensive club.
Slice foul off the right side into the upper deck. Count goes to 2-2 now on Puckett.
You want to try to go out there and get these guys out of there in a hurry. You don't want them to see a lot of pitches. You don't want to go deep into the count.
Tom Kelly, the manager for the world champion Minnesota Twins. Earlier, he took a look at Billy Martin. Count is 2-2 on Kirby Puckett here in the top half of the 4th inning. A little chopper off to the left side. Roden will have to hurry. No play on Puckett. Gagne will move to third, and the Twins have runners at first and third with only 1 down.
There was Roden's disappearing sinker. Watch the pitch. That just goes down. Not anything he could do. That swinging bunt down the third base line, he's just got to eat it. The only potential play he would have had would have been at third base if Gagne had made the big turn. The disappearing sinker. You see that a lot from Roden when he's behind in the count.
Kent Herbeck steps in. He popped out to the third baseman his only time up. Runners at first and third for the Twins and one down. Yankees a double play down. Popped up off the left side. Will he stay in here? Hierro over by the Twins dugout. With the blasters down, he makes the catch. The runners will haul. Big pitch by Rick Roden in that situation.
I just think he absolutely just froze Herbeck right there. I think that's the last thing that Herbeck was looking for was a fast. Look at the location right here. Fastball right there. Right there. Ooh. And I think Roden, or check that, Herbeck probably was looking for something all speed in that situation, and Rick gave it to him right down the middle.
I'm not sure Herbeck will ever see another pitch like that from Roden, especially in that situation. You can look at the frown on Herbeck's face. He wants that one over again. 2 down. Gary Gaetti. Got to be careful with Gaetti. Puckett on at first base. He represents some speed down there. Fastball just misses outside on Gaetti. Gaetti struck out his only time to the plate.
Boy, he locked Herbeck in on that one. Just locked him up.
I think Herbeck locked himself up.
He did. I'm talking about the way he was thinking.
Throw over to first base. Puckett back with plenty of time. Puckett really doesn't have a big lead at first. They're going to give Gaetti a chance to hit against Roden, I think.
Well, you don't want to leave him at the plate by having somebody steal a base.
Ground ball to shortstop. Santana over Randolph, and Rick Roden pitches out of this jam here to top half the first inning. No runs, top half the fourth inning, that is, and at the end of 3.5 innings, we still have a tie score, 0-0.
Fans, a reminder that on Wednesday afternoon, the Yankees host the world champion Minnesota Twins at 1 p.m., and it'll be Kids Opening Day. This day is dedicated just for the kids. There will be pregame festivities, including player introductions and a first ball ceremony featuring Mickey Mouse. In addition, all fans 14 and younger will receive a free Yankee gift. Yankees and Twins wrap up this 3-game series on Thursday night. Game time 7:30. Tickets for all Yankee home games are on sale at the stadium or through Ticketmaster. So for more information, just call the Yankees at 212-293-6000 or Ticketmaster at 212-307-7171. Pride and power of the '88 Yankees.
Bottom of the fourth inning here at Yankee Stadium. Bobby Mercer along with the Hawk Harrelson. Willie Randolph will lead it off for the Yankees. He's 0 for 1. Struck out in the first inning. Frank Viola in charge for the Minnesota Twins. Viola and Roden in a pitcher's duel. Roden ran into some trouble back in the top half of the fourth inning, but pitched his way out of it. Fastball up high to Randolph. It will be Randolph, Mattingly, and Gary Ward due up here in the bottom half of the fourth inning with no score. Sliced off to the right side and foul. What a beautiful day. We keep mentioning it. Here, opening day 1988, Yankees against the world champion Minnesota Twins. A capacity crowd at Yankee Stadium. Take a look at it. Not a seat in the house. 1-1 on to Randolph. Line sharply past Gaetti down the left field line. Randolph will round first base. Black will pick it up, and the Yankees have their leadoff man on here at second base. Willie Randolph here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
There was some good hitting by Randolph. He struck Randolph out on a 3-2 change first time up. Now with a 1-1 count, comes back with a fastball up and in, and Willie just wheeled on it. That's good thinking.
Randolph down at second base. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Nothing score. Don Mattingly. Mattingly bounced out to the shortstop. Gagne hit the ball sharply. He's 0 for 1. Mattingly will be trying or looking for a pitch that he can pull the right side. If he doesn't get a base hit, at least it'll move Randolph up to third base. Swings and fouls a breaking ball off. That wasn't really the kind of pitch that you look for to pull the right side.
Not at all. And if he hits it, the ball's going to be up the middle someplace. But facing Viola, the tough left-hander, when you're the left-handed hitter, regardless of what your name is, a lot of times it's just tough enough to go up there and just make good contact or try to make good contact with it, much less manipulate.
Well, we failed to mention that the pitcher knows that Mattingly's also trying to hit the ball the right side.
Look where Nieto's setting up.
That fastball misses low and outside. The count goes to 1-1 now on Mattingly.
I'll tell you, there is a pro-con position that's taken on this scenario right here. When you get a Mattingly up there, I, for one, had just seen him go up there against a tough left-hander. And don't try to get a little something to pull, because you don't want to give up the out so much. He's just as apt to get a base hit if he's going ahead and thinking that way rather than giving himself up.
Off to the left side, Gaetti back if it stays in. Gaetti makes an overhanded grab in foul territory. Nice play by the third baseman. Randolph pulls at second base. Mattingly did not get the pitch that he wanted to pull the ball the right side.
No, he was bailing a little bit right there on the fastball. Caught it right off the end of the bat.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, Gary Ward. Ward bounced out to Gaetti, 5-3. Take a look at Billy Martin. You'll see that pose from Billy a lot this season. Randolph down at second base. One down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. No score between the Yankees and the Twins. A little chopper down the third baseline. Gaetti will have to hurry. Barehanded throw. No, he didn't get him. Herbeck came off the bag momentarily. First base umpire right on the play, Nick Bremigan. And the Yankees have runners at first and third.
Well, that might have confused Bremigan a little bit, as Herbeck indeed was off the bag. Then all of a sudden, I tell you, I thought at first that they had it, just to the eye. Take another look. Now, at this point, Herbeck comes off the bag. Now he's going to make the catch and try to get back off. It looks like they had it. But because his foot was off, it locked Bremigan up.
Ward on at first base, Randolph on at third base, one down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. No score between the Yankees and the Twins, and Dave Winfield up. Winfield 0 for 1. He struck out his only time. So Winfield has a chance to put the Yankees ahead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Roberto Kelly on deck for the Yankees. Line drive, base hit into left field. Randolph will come in to score. The Yankees take a 1-0 lead.
There was a bad pitch by Viola. Nothing pitch. Up out over the strike zone. Boy, that's just coming right to Winfield's wheelhouse. First time up, throwing 3 pitches, made him look awfully bad. Changed speeds on him. Makes a bad pitch, and Winfield capitalizes.
Dave Winfield putting the Yankees out in front here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-0 Yankees now. Roberto Kelly had a beautiful bunt base hit down the third baseline in the second inning. Runners at first and second for the Yankees. Breaking ball, off-speed pitch. Just misses low and outside on Kelly. 1-0. Well, Ward will need to get a big lead down at second base. Not a lot of speed in Gary Ward.
The only thing that's helping him is the outfielders are playing so deep.
Right now, it looks like that it would take an extra base hit to score Ward from second base.
No. Gladden's deep in left. Puckett's deep in center. Bernansky is the only guy that's got a chance. Of course, all 3 of those guys have decent arms, with the weakest one being in left.
Swing and a miss for that changeup. Kelly way out in front. Count goes to 1-1. Take a look at Gary Ward down at second base. Dave Winfield at first base. And the count is 1-1 on to Roberto Kelly, with Mike Pagliarulo on deck for the Yankees. Pickoff attempt down at second base, but Ward back in time. A nice stop by the second baseman, Lombardozzi. You know, those plays, Hawk, they have to work just perfectly. The timing has to be just perfect in order for a play like that to work.
Well, I'll say one thing. If they don't have it down now, coming north, the first game out of 6 weeks of spring training, chances are they'll have problems with it all year long.
Day in and day out, the ball clubs in spring training, those are the plays that they work on. Fundamentals, pickoff plays, pitcher covering first base. Base hit into left field. Gladden coming on. They're going to wave Ward around. Going to be a close play. And Nieto puts the tag on Ward. What a throw from Gladden.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he came in and he made a perfect strike. Threw a perfect strike to Nieto. Gladden, good speed in left field, got a big jump. You can see how shallow he was right there. He just moved in a couple of steps on the count of 1-1 to Bobby Kelly. And just getting ready to talk about the Minnesota defense. They have a lot of movement out there. Gladden moved in on the pitch, put himself in position, and look at the strike. And there again, that pickoff play prior to the pitch may have cost a run right there. May have slowed him up just a step.
2 down, Winfield on at second base, Kelly on at first base. Mike Pagliarulo, the left-handed batter, steps in. He struck out his only trip. Hit deep into center field. Pocket going back on the water track. Over the fence. Home run. 3-run home run for Mike Pagliarulo. Yankees take a 4-0 lead.
The fastball up out over the plate. Now, last time up, Pax had some good hacks on the fastball. It looked like the ball just goes off the edge of Puckett's glove. Indeed, it did. Just off the edge, and that is something. The Yankees catch a big break as Kirby Puckett, sure-handed center fielder, just couldn't hang on to it.
That'll bring up Joel Skinner. The Yankees take a 4-0 lead. And that breaking ball is up high on Joel Skinner. 4-0 lead, highlighted by a 3-run home run by Mike Pagliarulo off the left-handed pitcher Frank Viola. Pop foul and back out of play. I think we ought to note in the Metrodome, Hawk, time and time again you see Kirby Puckett pulling the ball back over the fence in the Metrodome.
Bobby, it seems like every time that the Yankees go in there, there is a catch made by the little guy right there, Kirby Puckett, rhyming somebody in a home run. We saw it in the World Series. We've seen it on highlight shows all throughout the season. That one he could not hang on to.
1-1 pitch, a good cut by Joel Skinner. Just gets underneath it a bit, fouls it back. Now Viola out in front of Skinner, 1-2.
Well, it's simple. Kirby be the first one to tell you. First thing he'll do probably is go to Viola and say, I should have had it. If you can get your glove on it, you should make the catch.
Foul back and out of play off to the right side. Well, looking at it on the replay, I think he should have had it. I think he just misjudged his place as far as closest to the fence.
Right.
That's easy for us to say.
Well, you've been out there.
Yeah.
I've been out there, so it looked like that's exactly what happened.
Swung on a miss, strike 3. Out of the dirt, nice stop by Nieto. He'll throw down a Herbeck, and that will do it all for the Yankees. But the Yankees, with a lot of damage here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, they put together 4 hits, highlighted by a 3-run home run by Mike Pagliarulo. At the end of 4, the Yankees lead the Twins 4-0.
Hey, what's your problem?
Our gas heater is off.
Do you smell gas, 243-278?
Well, no, but we're freezing.
Well, we'll be there eventually. But do call immediately if you smell gas.
Futura Oil Heat, how may we help you?
Tired of
Yes,
big
Mr. Joe.
utility service
I
hang-ups?
see. I'll send your serviceman right over.
Discover the warmth of oil heat.
Yankees on top, 4-0. Top of the 5th inning. 3 of them coming on this Mike Pagliarulo home run. Right off the edge of Kirby Puckett's glove. And as we just talked about, very seldom you see that little man. You can see he knows he should have had it. But the first home run of the season for the Yankees. And Pags, a big 3-run shot off Viola.
Mike Pagliarulo, you're going to see Mike Pagliarulo rounding those bases quite a bit here in 1988. Off of elbow surgery here in the winter. Randy Bush will lead it off for the Twins here in the top half of the 5th inning. He's the designated hitter. And Roden starts Bush off with a slow breaking ball and misses outside, ball 1. It'll be Bush, Brunansky, and Tom Nieto. That pitch is up high. 2 balls and no strikes now to Bush. Well, the one thing Rick Roden won't do, or he shouldn't do anyway, with a 4-0 lead, he'll try to stay in front of that hitter. And as I say that, he goes to 3-0 on Bush.
Well, he's not trying to pick right here. Sometimes you get out there, and the harder you try to throw a strike, the more elusive the plate becomes.
That's a strike on the inside corner. 3-1 now to Bush. Popped up off to the left side. This will be out of play. Now Roden comes back on Bush. The count is 3-2. Well, not a whole lot of action. In fact, not hardly any action the first 3 innings of this ball game. And then the Twins in the top half of the 4th inning, they threatened. They couldn't push anything across on Rick Roden. Runners at first and third. Roden pitched his way out of it. But the Yankees came back in the bottom of the 4th inning. Put together 4 base hits, highlighted by that 3-run home run by Mike Pagliarulo. It's 4-0 Yankees here in the top half of the 5th inning. Popped up on the infield. Here comes Willie Randolph. Mike Pagliarulo, but the co-captain, Willie Randolph, calls Pagliarulo off of it. Makes the catch and is 1 down.
Alowin's taking it right over to Willie. Much easier play for him. Bringing it right into his zone. But again, another good pitch right there by Roden. 3-2 fastball. Got it right in that tough area to handle a bat. Up and into the strong left-handed hitter.
And Roden came back after falling behind on Bush. Tom Brunansky steps in with 1 down. Flied out his only trip. He's 0 for 1. Breaking ball sliced off to the right side into the upper deck and out of play. That's a slow breaking ball, misses high and outside. The count goes to 1-1. Beautiful afternoon for the start of the 1988 season here at Yankee Stadium. 1-1 pitch popped up in the shallow center field, going back to Randolph. Easy play for Willie, and he hauls it in, and there's 2 down. Roden all afternoon on these big right-handed hitters has been jamming up and in. Brunansky could not get around on that high fastball. And that'll bring up Tom Nieto, the catcher. Flied out to right field. He's 0 for 1. 2 down here in the top half of the 5th inning. Mike Pagliarulo plays in on the grass at third base for Nieto. Hit out into center field. Going over is Kelly. He's waving Henderson away. Camps under it, makes the catch. Nice easy inning for Rick Roden as he sets the Twins down 1-2-3 here in the top half of the 5th. At the end of 4.5, it's the Yankees 4, Minnesota nothing.
Fans, a reminder, New York Stanley Cup hockey is played right here on Sports Channel, starting tomorrow at 8 when the Islanders collide with the Devils in round 1 action. It's live, exclusive coverage of the Isles-Devils playoff series beginning tomorrow night at 8 with a pregame show starting at 7:30 right here on Sports Channel. Also, there are a limited number of tickets available at both box offices.
Well, we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Rafael Santana will lead it off for the Yankees. Then we go back up to the top of the order for Henderson and Willie Randolph. Yankees out in front of the Twins, 4-0. Frank Viola still on the mound for the Twins. Yankees roughed him up in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss on a nice breaking ball from Viola. Santana 0 for 1 in this ball game. Struck out in the 3rd inning. Breaking ball, a fastball that is, misses inside. 1-1 now to Santana. Hung on to that breaking ball a little bit too long. In the dirt. 2 balls and a strike now to Santana. He just forgot to break his wrist on that one. Minnesota locked Frank Viola up this winter. Signed him to a 2-year, $2.9 million contract. That breaking ball's in the dirt. 3-1 now to Santana. Henderson on deck. Andy McPhail, the general manager, said of the Twins, thought it cost him a little bit too much, but he was afraid he may lose Viola to maybe one of the New York teams on the free agency market. So he decided to go ahead and lock him up for a couple years. Santana's on with the base on balls. Ricky Henderson will stroll to the plate. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That's the first walk given up in this ball game. Henderson 0 for 2. Has flied out both times, once to left field and then once to center field. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Well, right here is where Billy really loves to have the other club. Got himself a little 4-run lead. Got one of his aces out there. Man who can handle a bat at home plate. Santana, no real good speed at first base, but he likes to make things happen.
That fastball way up high out of the strike zone. Right now it looks to me, Hawk, I don't know about you, but Viola doesn't look like he's throwing free and easy as he was in the first 3 or 4 innings. 3 innings, that is. Breaking ball misses up high. 2-0 now to Henderson.
Well, something's out of sync. That's obvious.
Yeah, his mechanics are off.
The big thing was the bad pitch to Winfield for the base hit to knock in the first run. Then he made a bad pitch to Pags.
I think you have a tendency to give in to the left-handed hitter, that is. Hit deep to left field. Going back is Gladden. Out of here. Henderson, 2-run home run. Yankees lead 6-0.
There's another bad pitch fastball up out over the plate. And when you do that to this Yankee lineup, somebody's going to burn you. He has been burned twice.
And that was a 2-0 fastball that Henderson took out of this ballpark. Willie Randolph takes the first pitch over the outside pitch. Take a look at Viola's reaction. This 2-0 fastball that Henderson knocks out of the ballpark. He knows it's gone. Down low for a ball. 1-1 now to Randolph.
Your ears, if you're standing 60 feet away, your ears will tell you it's gone.
Now the Yankees showing some power here in the 4th and 5th inning. Down low again. 2 balls and a strike now to Willie Randolph.
What's happened to Viola, Bobby, in the first 3 innings, he was really getting the change up over well. In fact, he threw 1-3-2 to Willie to strike him out first time up. And since that time, he has not been able to control it. So he's been coming with the fastball, and the Yankees just jumping all over.
That's 2 base hits for Randolph in this ball game. He is 2 for 3.
Skipper Tom Kelly on the horn down to the pen as a pitching coach, Dick Such, out to talk to the big left-handers. You look at Keith Atherton, right-hander coming over from Oakland last year. The big Dutchman, Bert Blyleven, in consultation with Kelly. Blyleven will pitch the Minnesota home opener.
Thought it was a little bit unusual that they held Blyleven back in this series to pitch the home opener in Minnesota.
Well, they're going to be running right-hander Les Straker out there tomorrow. And then in the finale of this 3-game set, it'll be former Yankee Joe Niekro. I sort of like that rotation as opposed to having missing the Dutchman.
Mattingly takes the breaking ball over for a call strike. Randolph on at second, first base that is. Mattingly 0 for 2, grounded out and flied out. Yankees lead the Twins 6-0. Bottom of the 5th inning. Slow roller off to the right side and foul. 0-2 to Mattingly.
Well, a big bane last year in Minnesota, of course, was on the road. I believe they only won 29 road games, which was the lowest total of any divisional winner in history. So if you're talking about having problems on the road, they were just trying to, coming into the season, saying if they could just play 500 on the road or close to it.
Different ball game for the Twins in the Metrodome. Randolph back.
Yeah, the graphic example was, of course, last year's World Series.
No balls and 2 strikes to Mattingly. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Outside for a ball, 1-2.
Right now, Donnie, you love to get one of those bad pitches that Viola's made in the last couple of innings. Thus far, in the first 3 at-bats he's had of them, he's made some tough pitches to Mattingly. Donnie down in the count right here.
Mattingly saying, why me?
Which you've done a lot of times. Got to get out there on the mound and getting 2-0, 3-1 on everybody. All of a sudden, first thing you know, you're 0-2, 1-2 every time you walk up there.
And why Mattingly? Because he hits 335 or 350, knocks in 25 or 35 home runs. There goes Randolph. Grounder. Knocked down nicely by Herbeck. He'll make the play himself. Randolph moves to second base and is 1 down.
Herbeck, after the exposure of the World Series last year, coming into more prominence to the public about his defensive skills at first base. Make no mistake about it, that big man can handle the leather down there. But right there with Randolph in motion, the only play was to go over to first.
That brings up the designated hitter, Gary Ward, with 1 down. Randolph on at second base. Yankees out in front of the Twins 6-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ward is 1 for 2 in this game. And that pitch misses low and outside for a ball, 1-0.
As a matter of fact, you'll get a lot of Minnesota people telling you that Herbeck is a better first baseman than Mattingly.
We'll sure have to talk a lot to make me believe it.
Well, I've seen them both play. I don't believe it.
A little chopper out to the right side. Herbeck giving chase, but runs out of room. He's in right on the hand of Gary Ward.
Yeah, Gary jammed himself right there. Had the breaking ball up, coming into him just a little bit, trying to move the ball that way.
Well, Keith Atherton and the Twins bullpen. He's ready to come in if needed. Viola working on Gary Ward. The count is 1-1. Randolph on at second base. Fouled off to the right side into the upper deck. 1-2 now to Ward.
There was a good pitch for Gary to hit. Gary, as you know, off the plate. Gloves to go to the opposite field. Got that fastball up out over the plate right there and just missed it.
For the first time in a long time now, Viola working in front of a hitter. 1-2 to Ward. Winfield on deck for the Yankees. Ward staying alive, fouling that ball back. Count remains 1-2. Six to nothing. Yankees out in front of the Minnesota Twins here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Viola has gone all the way so far for the Twins. Slice foul. Looks like Ward is waiting just a little bit too long on those off-speed pitches.
He's had a couple of pretty good ones to hit. Plus, he had the one fastball that was a good pitch for him to hit.
Well, you see there the Twins pitching staff allowing 210 home runs. The team record. Has a lot to do with the Metrodome. Throws a bat at it, fouls it back out of play, so Ward continues to stay alive here in the fifth inning. A la Dave Winfield. I used to, Hawk, when I batted, I had so much pine tar on the bat, I couldn't throw the bat at the ball. So if the ball was way outside, I was stuck to the bat. That was it. There was no way.
The bat went, you went, huh?
That's right.
Fanny and all.
A lot of times when I did make contact, I had a hard time getting rid of the bat going down to first base. Stuck to my hands. Foul back and out of play. 1-2.
Well, a guy in this league who throws the bat, especially with two strikes at the ball, more often and fouls it off more often than anyone else is the Red Sox second baseman Marty Barrett. He will do that a whole bunch of times throughout the course of the year.
Up and in. Ball 2-2 or 2 now to Ward. Viola was tough on the Yankees the first 3 innings, and the Yankees touched him up for 4 in the 4th and pushed across 2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on an off-speed pitch.
Well, the first 3 innings that he mentioned, Bobby, he had good control of his changeup. In the last 2, it has been almost non-existent. And the one way he has to negate the Yankee power, especially from the right side, is by throwing the change. He's just abandoning it.
That'll bring up Dave Winfield. Winfield put the Yankees on top back in the bottom of the 4th inning. Base hit to left field, scoring Willie Randolph. Yankees took a 1-0 lead. The Yankees added 3 more in that inning. They now lead the Twins 6-0 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Winning steps back out of play.
I'd be very shocked in this situation if he gives Winfield anywhere near the same kind of pitch. He just threw him a nothing fastball up out over the plate last time for that single. When you got first base open, you're down 6 runs, and the rookie Bobby Kelly on deck.
Well, the slider misses inside. 1-0 to Winfield.
Of course, Winfield, been around a long time, knows these situations. He knows exactly who's on deck. The setting of the inning. And that's when you got to start thinking that way. You don't look for something down the middle at all.
Off-speed pitch popped up on the infield.
Got away with a hanging curveball.
Gagne calling for it. He's got it. That will do it all for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Yankees lead one at the end of 5 innings of play. It's the Yankees 6 and the Twins nothing. Bobby Mercer and Hawk Harrelson here at Yankee Stadium opening day. The score at the top of the 6th inning is the Yankees 6 and the Minnesota Twins nothing.
Travel for Yankees telecasts arranged through Eastern, the airline with convenient daily flights between New York and the beautiful beaches of the Caribbean. At Eastern, we've got your ticket.
Back at Yankee Stadium, Rick Rhoden on the mound for the Yankees, breezing through the Minnesota Twins here through the first 5. Lombardozzi leads it off for the Twins. He'll be followed by Gladden and then Gagne. Lombardozzi bounced out his only trip. He's 0 for 1 in this ball game. Yankees out in front 6-0. Pair of home runs. 3-run home run by Mike Pagliarulo and a 2-run shot by Henderson. Ball is up high and out of the strike zone. 0-1. 1-0 that is. Rhoden will try to stay ahead of the hitters. Doesn't want to fall behind. 2-0 now to Lombardozzi. Take a look at the pitching line for Rick Rhoden. He has not walked anybody, and he struck out 3 through 5. Only allowed 2 base hits in this ball game. Ground ball to Willie Randolph. Scoops it up, fires over to Madigan, and it's 1 down. Well, once again, Rhoden falling behind on a hitter, but coming back and getting him. That'll bring up the left fielder, Dan Gladden.
Well, his best pitch thus far has been the fastball. And the reason being, he's been taking a little off, putting a little on. He's kept him off balance. And that's what it's all about. Throwing strikes and changing speeds.
And Rick Rhoden can do that well. Gladden 0 for 2, flying out to center field both times. And the first pitch is that fastball, but it misses high and inside. 1-0. Got a lot of black underneath his eyes, shade from the glare. Popped out of play. 1-1 now to Gladden.
And cosmetic purposes as well.
What do you mean by that?
Well, a lot of guys wear it.
You mean
because it looks good.
He's on stage?
That's damn right. A lot of players do.
Did you wear it?
Well, certainly.
Did he check his swing? No. It was on the outside corner anyway.
That's what he was asking. Was it a strike or not? And Richie Garcia said, yes, it was. Breaking ball.
You know, I tried to put that black stuff, that, what do they call that, cork?
Yep.
Underneath my eyes, but I did it one time and I got it all in my eyes, so it worked the opposite on me.
Doesn't surprise me.
Shallow fly ball into right field. Winfield coming over. And there's 2 down.
I thought you could go put it in your eyebrows.
Hawk, I remember you. I tell you what, you were the best looking thing on the field I've ever seen. I mean, with the tailored pants and with the shoes shine. I mean, a spit shine with that big tongue hanging out over your cleats. I mean, you were really something.
Had to fool him some way.
That toe sticking up in the air when you walk to the plate. Greg Gagne steps in. Slow breaking ball, but it misses low and outside. Gagne doubled down the left field line. Back in the 4th inning, he's also struck out. Fastball misses up and in. 2-0 now to Gagne. Twins are fairly solid. Not fairly solid. They are really solid with their shortstop and their second baseman. Gagne, the shortstop. Lombardozzi at second.
Well, one of the things that's happened during the winter is the fact that Andy McPhail, who, by the way, we wish him a happy birthday, he's 35 years old today.
Looks older than that.
He was criticized. This game will have a tendency to do that to you. And he was criticized as that fastball in and over in the count 3-1 for not making any moves this winter. But one thing that people overlook is the fact that Mother Nature has helped this ball club. As there's another fastball in and over, and the count goes full. Because when you give these youngsters, like they were relatively young the last couple of seasons, give them another 500 at-bats in the big leagues, good things can happen.
Bounced up the middle, and Santana. Mattingly, what a play by Santana out behind the second base bag. That'll do it all for the Twins here in the top half of the 6th inning. At the end of 5 1/2, the Yankees 6, Twins nothing.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, today's crowd establishes a model Yankee Stadium attendance record.
I remember that tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, the Yankees continue their series with the same world champion Minnesota Twins. That's Bombers versus the Twins tomorrow at 1, live right here on
Your
Sports
attention,
Channel.
please. Ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for the Twins, number 22, Keith Atherton, number 22.
Well, the Minnesota Twins in the bottom of the 6th inning will have a new pitcher right-hander, Keith Atherton. Take a look at today's attendance of 55,802. That's a new regular season record for the new Yankee Stadium. I know the Yankees are happy about that. And the Yankee fans, take a look at them. They're happy about the Yankees being in front of the Twins 6-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Especially off a tough left-hander like Frank Viola. Last year, 17-10 with Minnesota. And one thing about it, as we mentioned also at the top, Viola 2-1 against the Yankees in '87. The thing you want to try to do with him is just catch him a little early. That was, as we talked about, as you see the numbers in '87 on Atherton, 7-5, 4.54 ERA, 2 saves, is that it was a little perplexing that he went away from the changeup after the first 3 innings when he had just shut the Yankees down with virtually nothing.
So Keith Atherton will take over for the Twins here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the first batter he faces for the Yankees is Roberto Kelly.
One thing about Viola, anytime you can get him, I don't care if it's opening day, June 16th, August 18th, you got to get him, because you don't get him that often.
Kelly, 2 base hits on the day. He's 2 for 2. That fastball misses high and inside. Kelly's also scored a run for the Yankees. Yankees out in front of the Twins 6-0. Bobby Mercer along with Hawk Harrelson. Opening day here at Yankee Stadium. And a beautiful afternoon. Hit out into right field and deep. Going back is Brunansky on the warning track. Hauls it in. Kelly got under it just a bit, and Brunansky brought it down.
Roberto has good power to the opposite field, but the one thing, the big thing, is having him get off to a good start. Youngster with that beautiful bunt. That was for the first Yankee hit in the 2nd inning. Then a line drive to left in the 4th. There's just even that was a confidence builder for him.
Well, the guy that blew the game wide open, Mike Pagliarulo, 1 for 2, but that base hit was a 3-run home run. Back in the bottom of the 4th inning, off the glove of Kirby Puckett. This pitch is way inside, and Atherton moves Pagliarulo off the plate. Now looks like Pagliarulo staring Atherton down.
Yep. Gonna go right back in there again.
This pitch is on the inside corner this time. 1-1 now to Pagliarulo. Atherton mainly used as a setup man for Jeff Reardon on the Minnesota Twins staff. Probably just getting some work in here. Hit deep, but foul.
Thanks. He get that juice flowing a little bit after that first pitch. Almost took his left thigh off. I'll tell you, if there's one guy on this ball club that nobody wants to mess around with, you're looking at him right there. You'd have to put him away.
You bet. I'm surprised Pagliarulo doesn't have a lot of dirt on his uniform. Normally, he's just covered with dirt by this time of the game. Little jam shot, slow roller down to Herback. Follows it momentarily. Steps on the bag, and there's 2 down.
Here's a good pitch by Atherton. After coming inside with a heater, now all of a sudden just flips him a little slider in there and ate him up. Watch the slider coming in on the fist right here. And actually, this is what he just jammed himself after seeing the fastball.
Stayed right in on the hands of Mike Pagliarulo. There's 2 down. Joel Skinner, the catcher, steps in. Skinner 0 for 2, bounced out and struck out.
Well, I'd rather mess with a mongoose than mess with Pags.
Think you have a better chance, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Nice breaking ball by Atherton, over for a call strike. Low and outside. 1-1 now to Skinner.
This is another guy. Kelly's off to a pretty good start opening day right here. This is another guy that's got to get himself. Forget about the hits. Just have some good at-bats.
And get in the frame of mind like you were talking about a while ago, Hawk, about Kelly hitting the ball towards the opposite field. This guy has to think about the same thing. He's got to hit the ball towards the opposite field. He should move off the plate just a little bit and think about driving the ball the opposite way.
I think it's just the opposite. I think he's got to get up on top of the plate, because for the last 7 years that he's been trying to make in the big leagues, everybody's had him off the plate trying to go the opposite field, and he's been very unsuccessful with it. He's always looking for the perfect pitch, Bobby.
Well, he swings and misses at that pitch. Strike 3 on Joel Skinner. 1, 2, 3 for Atherton here in the bottom of the 6th inning. At the end of 6, Yankees lead the Twins 6-0. Bobby Mercer along with Hawk Harrelson, the Yankees leading the Twins here on opening day 6-0 as we go to the top half of the 7th inning. Hawk, take a look at this graphic here, the Martin effect. And what it means is what Martin has meant to those ball clubs as far as games are concerned.
Well, the numbers speak for themselves. I think everybody understands the effect that Billy has when he comes back. 18 more victories his first year at Minnesota, 12 more with Detroit, so forth and so on. In 85, 10 more with the Yankees. So the Yankees last year winning 89 ball games. If he can have anywhere close to the double-figure effect, you're talking right at 99 or 100 ball games, which still, in this particular division, might not be enough to win it.
4 teams finished with 90 wins or more last year, so definitely a tough division, as we mentioned earlier. 5 of the teams could finish first in this division. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and here's the Hawk.
Thank you very much, Bobby. Kirby Puckett will lead it off. It'll be Puckett, Herbeck, and Gaetti. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Yankees. No runs, just 2 hits, no errors for the Twins. Both those Minnesota hits coming back in the 4th inning. As that ball's hit hard in right field, Winfield right there reaches up. 1 pitch, 1 out on a linea to right. Matter of fact, Roden has retired the side in order 5 out of the 6 innings he has worked. Here's the big first baseman, Ken Herbeck. He's popped twice to Piarulo. Slow curveball hit off the end of the bat, foul. Back in the 4th inning. Had Gagne at third, Puckett at first, just 1 out when Roden threw him a fastball right down the middle of the plate, the last thing that Herbeck was looking for. Locked him up a little bit. Did a nice little routine pop fly in foul territory to Pags. 55,802 on hand. That is a new attendance record here at the new Yankee Stadium.
Roden pulled the trigger on Herbeck then.
Slow curveball, got it in and over. That fastball misses in the count, 1-2. Yanks have had good success against Minnesota here at the stadium. As that's hit off the end of the bat, looped into right center field. Kelly's got good speed. 2 out.
Well, you see why Roberto Kelly makes this ball club for the Yankees. He will platoon in center field with Claudio Washington, right and left-handed batter. Good speed by Roberto Kelly and a good outfielder.
But the big thing, as we mentioned, the jump he gets. He gets just about as good a jump as anybody who plays center field in this league. Third baseman Gary Gaetti was called out on strikes in the 2nd, grounded to short in the 4th. Fastball misses up and away, and the count 1-0. But the Yankees in the last 33 meetings against the Twins here at the stadium have won 22 of them. Good fastball. Gaetti just a tad late, and the count evens at 1. Yankees with 4 runs in the 4th. RBI single by Winfield. 3-run home run by Piarulo. And 2 runs in the 5th. 2-run shot by Ricky Henderson. Outfield swung around to the left as that fastball just misses the outside corner, and the count 3-1. Full count to Gaetti.
Well, there's a slew of camera crew on hand for opening day.
Got him. Took a little something off, had Gaetti out in front. So far, the 6th time in 7 innings. Roden has an easy go of it, 1-2-3. And after 6.5 from Yankee Stadium, Yankees lead it 6-0.
Direct your attention now.
The brilliant Robert Merrill giving his rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. But right here, bottom of the 7th inning, Yankees on top, 6-0. No other action going on in the major leagues at this time. As you look at some of the 55,802 in attendance. And they have been treated with a very exciting game. As you look at the Whiz scoreboard, you see tonight's games in the American League. Just the one, Seattle at Oakland. And in the National League, Pittsburgh at Philadelphia, the Cubbies at Fulton County Stadium down in Georgia, and the Padres will take on the Astros at the Astrodome. Also later on out on the coast, the Giants and the Dodgers. But right here, it'll be Rafael Santana to lead off the Yankee 7th. In the top of the order, Ricky Henderson and Willie Randolph to face the right-hander Keith Atherton. Santana struck out and drew a walk and scored a run. That fastball lifted foul down the right field line, and the count 0-1. In case you just tuned in, Frank Viola, the tough left-hander, went 5 innings, giving up 6 runs earned, 8 hits, 1 walk, and had 6 strikeouts.
Minnesota Twins have action in their bullpen once again.
A ball and a strike to Raffy. And don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, game time 1:05. We'll be on the air at 1 o'clock. The second of the 3-game set, it'll be John Candelaria against Les Straker. And in the finale, 7:30 game time on Thursday, it'll be Richard Dotson against the knuckleballing right-hander Joe Niekro. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Santana. Off the end of the bat, Gaetti should make the play. 1 gone.
Now we take a look at the action in the Twins bullpen. Left-hander Steve Carlton, better known as Lefty in the baseball world.
Good man.
He's come up with a new pitch. He's come up with a changeup. He's always coming up with something.
Well, he's had to. You know, when you stay around, of course, there when he was so brilliant with Philadelphia all those years in the National League, had that great slider.
I got to
great
touch to that. Believe me.
Here's Ricky Henderson. Nice hand. Ricky 1 for 3. That big 2-run homer back in the 5th inning. Takes a slider outside and the count 1-0. Ricky last year just wore Minnesota pitching out, hitting at .391. That fastball catches the inside corner. Ball and a strike. Outfield bunched. Shaded towards left just a bit. For Henderson as a fastball poured in and over, and the count moves to 1-2.
Good fastball. That ball actually started outside of the strike zone and then broke right back over the outside portion.
Nieto moves to the outside as he just missed the corner with a heater. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Atherton tried it one more time. That one stayed outside. If Henderson wanted to, that gold chain that's around Atherton's neck, he can make it put it back in his uniform.
That's hit hard to right field. Deep. Brunansky goes back at the track, has room, and hauls it down. Well, the last 2 innings, Roberto Kelly and now Ricky Henderson have sent Brunansky back to the warning track with deep fly balls. Here's Willie Randolph. Willie struck out in the first, doubled and scored a run in the fourth, and he singled in the fifth. Outfield spreads out for Randolph as the fastball catches the outside corner. For the Twins in the outfield, Gladden left, Puckett in center, Brunansky in right. Breaking ball slashed foul on a play, and the count quickly 0-2. Around the horn, Herbeck at first, Lombardozzi at second, Gagne the shortstop, Gaetti at third, and a battery of Nieto and Atherton. Chopper back through the middle. Lombardozzi cannot make the play. And Randolph comes up with his third hit of the ball game.
Do or die play for the second baseman, Lombardozzi. In fact, the ball hopped up on him. That's the easiest play to make when you got your back to it. Lombardozzi could not put the glove on it, and Willie has his third base hit in this ball game.
And looking for his first hit for 1988, Don Mattingly. Twice he has popped up, and he's bounced to short. Fooled him. Don way out in front on an all-speed pitch.
Mattingly's timing is way off right now. He came up with a bad case of food poisoning in spring training towards the latter part of it. He missed about 4 or 5 days. Get everything going up until then. One thing you can be sure of, though, Mattingly won't be there too long.
Well, Viola made some pretty good pitches on him. But right there, you see Don on the first pitch was fooled badly. And Atherton came back with a curveball inside. So the count 1-1. Randolph a short lead at first.
Mattingly is the kind of guy, along with Mike Pagliarulo, they like to work every day, whether it be the batting cage, off the batting tee. They keep their skills sharp.
There goes Randolph. Ball hit hard by Herbeck at first, down into the corner. Brunansky giving chase. Willie had stopped going around second base, now being waved around by Boyer. He's going to score as Mattingly pulls into second, his first double, his first hit, and the Yankees lead it 7-0.
Breaking ball, Mattingly right on this one from the right-hander. Past Herbeck. Randolph will round second base. And he'll pick up the third base coach, Clete Boyer. And the Yankees take a 7-0 lead.
Just a bullet. Ripped by the first baseman, Ken Herbeck. And with 2 out, Don at second. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Gary Ward. Ward 1 for 3, an infield single back in the 4th inning. Big gap in left center field as Puckett over towards Brunansky in right as he takes the curveball in and over in the count 0-1. Only 2 hitters in the Yankee lineup who have gone hitless thus far. That fastball high and inside. 1-1 the count. Skinner and Santana. Atherton taking a long time. That's hit hard into center field, right at Kirby Puckett. Reaches up, hauls in, that'll retire to the side. But not before the Yankees come up with a run on 2 hits, no errors, a man left. And after 7, they lead it 7-0.
Wednesday afternoon, the Yankees host the world champion Minnesota Twins at 1 p.m., and there will be Kids Opening Day. This day is dedicated to the kids. There will be a pregame festivities, including player introductions and a first ball ceremony featuring Mickey Mouse. In addition, all fans 14 and younger will receive a free Yankee gift. The Yankees and the Twins wrap up this three-game series on Thursday night with game time starting at 7:30. Tickets for all Yankee home games are on sale at the stadium or through Ticketmaster. For more information, call the Yankees at 212-293-6000 or Ticketmaster at 212-307-7171. Pride and power of the 1988 Yankees. And we go to the top of the 8th inning here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees right now have a commanding lead of 7-0 over the Minnesota Twins. Randy Bush will lead it off for the Minnesota Twins here in the top of the 8th inning. Huck.
Bush over 2, struck out, and he's popped to second. Rick Rhoden breezing along this thus far. Brilliant two-hitter. Both Minnesota hits coming back in the 4th inning. He has retired the side 6 of the 7 innings that he has worked, even though he has been behind in the count to quite a few Twin hitters. Yankees with 4 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th. A fastball out of play, and the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Outfield bunch just a shade for Bush. Randy, 29 years old, last year 11 homers, 46 RBIs for the Twins. Hit hard, one hopper off the glove of Randolph, has a chance to recover as Mattingly digs it out. Nice play, both parts.
One of the advantages of playing second base, Willie Randolph gets in front of that ball, and he knocks it down off to the right side, picks it up, throws it in the dirt, but Gold Glover, Don Mattingly, picks it out of the dirt for Willie Randolph.
And that was a tough hop for Mattingly. The in-between hop, he just stayed right with it. Here's a right fielder, Tom Brunansky. He's popped to third, and he's popped to second. Fastball outside corner. That fastball misses away, and the count 1-1. In case you have not seen it all the way thus far, Rhoden has been featuring the fastball. Changing speeds. Breaking ball in the dirt, and the count 2-1. Rhoden trying to even up his career mark against Minnesota at 2. Also trying for his first career opening day victory. Brunansky way out in front on the fastball. And the count moves to 2 balls, 2 strikes. I love to watch Rick Rhoden work. He gets it, he throws it, he knows what he's going to do with it. There's a slow curveball. Brunansky well out in front. And if he hits the ball hard, that's exactly where it's going to go, is foul.
Just a matter of inches. That ball hung up in the strike zone.
Hard hit. Tags off this glove. Santana will not be able to pick it up. So Brunansky with a base hit. Rhoden had retired 12 Twins in order until that infield single. Here's the catcher, Tom Nieto. Tom has flied to right, and he's flied to Kelly in center.
Third baseman, he had it in his glove at one time. Mike Pagliarulo. That's a tough play. That's one of those do-or-die plays. You either come up with it or you don't.
Now Mattingly will play behind Brunansky at first. Outfield swung well towards right. Boy, there is some kind of hole between Kelly and Henderson. Tags even with the line at third. Fastball swung on late. 1 strike to Nieto. There you look at this hole right there between Henderson and Kelly.
That tells you one thing. Nieto is not a pull hitter.
Funny thing about Roden, though, he's made some mistakes in this ball game. He's hung several breaking balls and got away with it. Fastball misses and the count evens at 1. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Yankees. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Twins as right-hander Cecilio Guante, who had himself quite a spring, starts to loosen up. Fastball strike. 1-2 to the Twin catcher.
Well, even though Roden has pitched behind a lot of these Minnesota Twin hitters today, even though he's 2-0 and 3-1 on some of these guys, he takes a little bit off of that fastball, turn it over a little bit.
Breaking ball into right field. Easy play for David. 2 gone.
And that's the reason for the scouting report. They had Nieto played perfectly in the outfield, shading him to play in right field. You take a look at Billy Martin now in the Yankee dugout.
Yeah, one thing about the scouting reports, you still got to have somebody out there on that hill who can pitch them the way they're supposed to be pitched, and that's exactly what Roden's done in most instances today. Here's the second baseman, Steve Lombardozzi. He's bounced to third, and he's bounced to second. What you don't want to see is the outfield playing around that way and then all of a sudden have somebody throw him an off-speed pitch from the middle part of the plate in. Slider. Just got a piece of Joel Skinner's hand. And a count 0-1. Yankees last year against Western Division clubs had a record of 46-38. And against the East, they were 43-35. Fastball high and inside, and the count evens at 1. There's a partial line on Roden. It has been thus far just a piece of cake for him. Hard hit, just foul. Hung that breaking ball.
You mentioned Galante warming up in the Yankee bullpen. I'm sure Art Fowler and Billy Martin has a tag on the number of pitches that Rick Roden has thrown in this ballgame already.
A lot of times those pitches, especially with a veteran, they'll tell you how they feel out there. So the pitches really, like in Roden's case, sometimes are just meaningless. He hung that breaking ball as Pags over to Randolph. And once again, Roden, relatively easy inning. Nothing across. There was a hit. No errors. A man left. And after 7.5, opening day Yankee Stadium, there it is.
Well, Sports Channel keeps you up to date on the world of New York sports each weeknight with Lee Seidman on New York Sports Nightly. That's New York Sports Nightly for the complete sports wrap-up tonight at 10 p.m. live and exclusive on Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York fan.
Bottom of the 8th inning. 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Yankees. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for Minnesota. And a pitching change. Veteran left-hander Tippy Martinez coming on to replace the right-hander Keith Atherton. So Martinez, the third Twin pitcher of the afternoon. In case you just joined us, the starter, Frank Viola, went 5 innings, giving up 6 runs, earned on 8 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. The line on Atherton, 2 innings of work, 1 run earned on 2 hits, no walks, and he struck out 1 Yankee hitter. Finally, here's a man who has been out there so long, but in a different uniform, the Oriole uniform.
Well, Tippy actually started with the New York Yankees in the big trade back in the early 70s, sent over to Baltimore, along with Rick Dempsey and a few other guys, but had arm troubles the last couple of years, and is now trying to come back, hooked on with the Minnesota Twins. As we said, the pitching is their weak point, Minnesota Twins, that is. Got Steve Carlton, now Tippy Martinez. So Tippy trying to make a comeback from a bad arm.
Well, you know, when you're talking about their weak point, with the exception of maybe just a couple of clubs, and I say couple, two. And you're going to have to tell me who the other one is, but with the exception of the New York Mets, I think everybody who went to the winter meetings this winter was looking for pitching. And, of course, the Twins did not make any deals, but they have some veterans out there, as you mentioned, Martinez, Steve Carlton, who we saw loosening up earlier. But right here for the Yankees in their half of the eighth, it'll be Winfield, Kelly, and Pagliarulo. Winfield, 1 for 3, an RBI single back in the 4th inning. David last year, 27 home runs, 97 RBIs. Outfield straight away and deep. Fastball runs away from him, and the count 1-0.
Talked to Tippy in spring training. Told me that his arm felt fine. He was anxious to go. Was Tippy better known for that slider of his?
And also the good changeup. Boy, he just turned it over vis-a-vis the screwball, which he used for the change. And all of a sudden now, when you've got the screwball going away from you, the slider coming in, it widens that plate out a little bit. Fastball misses, and the count 3-0 to David. That's 4 in a row. Second walk issued by Minnesota pitching, and second walk issued in this ball game. Here's Roberto Kelly. Boy, he's had a nice opening day. Bunt single, a beautiful bunt single in the 2nd inning. Line drive base hit to left in the 4th, and he fly deep to right field in the 6th. Puckett, for the most part, straight away as Gladden playing in the pull, so there's a bit of a gap in left center field. There you see Herbeck playing behind Winfield with this 7-0 Yankee lead. Fastball strike in the count 1-1. Years old. He is fun to watch in center field. Took a little something off right there, turned it over on Bobby, and the count of ball and 2 strikes.
Looks like Martinez has good velocity on his fastball. It's a little bit wild in the strike zone.
Well, as we've seen over the past few years, the velocity. There's a base hit. Line shot. Made a bad pitch on Kelly right there. Got it up over the plate. So Winfield moves into second. And the Yankees had the first 2 men on here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Right up and out over the plate. Kelly stays right with it. Drills it into center field for his 3rd base hit of the afternoon. Winfield has to hold at second base.
He hung him a screwball right there. Here's Pags. Nice round of applause as Pags 1 for 3, but it was a big one. 3-run shot off Frank Viola back in the 4th inning. That staked the Yankees to a 4-0 lead. Fastball inside. Pags last year hit 5 home runs and drove in 10 against Minnesota hurling. Winfield bluffed at second. And the count 1-1 to Pagliarulo. Well, I'll tell you, it's really nice to see Bobby get off like this.
Well, I know it's a big confidence booster for the youngster.
He's had 4 good at-bats today. 4 good ones.
You know, and the question was about Roberto Kelly. Was his hitting going to be enough to stay with the big club?
Up and in. 2-1 the count. I'll tell you one thing, I've been concerned about it. Watching him all spring. And The only thing that you would just like to see or hope that would have happened is that he would hit enough so he could live with himself. Up high, 3 balls in the strike. So Martinez coming in. Even though he's come north with this ball club, as the skipper Tom Kelly looks on, Dick Such, the pitching coach, sitting right next to him. But even though Martinez came north, he's still got to show a little something. They'll make a change in a hurry. Kelly, a little different scenario in '88 than it was last year. He's got a couple of outstanding ball clubs in Oakland and Kansas City as he drills Pagliarulo. Try to load him up.
Well, that'll bring out the pitching coach, Dick Such. And they'll have a little conference on the mound. Tepe Martinez having problems coming in here, starting the bottom of the 8th inning. Third pitcher used by the Minnesota Twins this afternoon. Martinez trying to come back to the major leagues. Sore arm the last couple of years. Martinez having problems finding the plate. We noticed one thing about Mike Pagliarulo, I think, today, Hawk, is that they are going to stay inside, at least the Minnesota Twin Ball Club. Try to stay inside on Mike Pagliarulo. Of course, this is a little bit too far inside. Fastball is moving in on the left-handed batter. I think they've set a precedence about pitching Mike Pagliarulo this year.
I think Mike's got the message. That was right in the rib cage. Here's Joel Skinner. Joel, one of the 2 Yankee hitters in the lineup who have gone hitless today. He's 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts. Fastball. And the count 1-0. Seven, 11-0 for the Yankees. 0-3-0 for the Twins. Two and 0 the count. Let's see, Walt Winfield on 4 straight. He's only thrown through 2 strikes to Kelly. He's only thrown 3 strikes this whole inning. Down low, 3 balls, no strikes. Scoreboard has 2 and 2. But it's 3-0.
Funny.
Martin just asked Richie Garcia what the count was.
No, you know what it was? Skinner was telling Billy, no, it's 3-0, Skipper. It's not 2 and 2. Give me the hit sign.
Be surprised if he's not hitting. Oh, he was taking, and that's ball 4. So that'll force Winfield in. Santana. Or check that, Kelly to third. Pagliarulo to second. Skinner at first. Yankees lead at 8-0.
Well, now the Twins will get busy in their bullpen.
Here's Santana. After 0 for 2, but he walked to lead off the 5th inning. He scored ahead of Ricky Henderson's 2-run shot. Right on the corner. Hard-throwing right-hander Juan Berenguer. A little impact in that World Series against the Cardinals as that pitch in and over. Santana doesn't like it, and quickly it's 0-2. And that's when you say, why me?
Yeah, but you got to remember, you still have 1 more strike left.
Nobody out. Just missed a little high. Might have been in that proposed new strike zone. That was Rich Garcia, the veteran behind the plate. It's hard to change your zone after you've worked so many years with one.
Strike zone last year from the armpits to the top of the knees. Now it's somewhere midway point between the shoulders and the top of the pants. Take your pick.
Rifles one over to the Yankee dugout.
It's a judgment call on the umpire. Actually, the strike zone has been lowered a bit, but they say by lowering it that they'll get the higher strike call now. We'll have to wait and see. Only 1988 will tell.
Well, I'll tell you what, if in fact that rule were to be implemented and all the umpires were to adhere to it, you'd see a guy like Roger Clemens and some of the hard throwers, Dwight Goodens, they would win a few ball games. They're going to give him a high strike. This could be a pair. Could be three as they go around the horn, and it is a triple play. 5 to 4 to 3 as Santana hits into certainly the first triple play of the season. And we'll take a look at it when we come back. Yankees score 1. After 8, they lead it 8 to nothing.
Well, 1988 starting off with a lot of action. We're going to take a look at the first triple play of 1988. Gaddy, that is. Santana over to Lombardozzi and back to Herbeck to complete around the horn triple play. You don't see that too many times. Tailor-made, I guess, as you can say.
It took him right to the bag, and still Santana with not real good speed at all. And they just whipped it around there in a hurry, 5-4-3. But top of the 9th inning. And it'll be the top of the order for Minnesota as they trail it 8 to nothing. 8-11-0 for the Yankees. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for Minnesota. Gladden, Gagne, and Puckett. Couple of home runs in this ball game, and the triple play. Capacity crowd on hand. In fact, the largest crowd ever in New Yankee Stadium to see a baseball game, 55,802. Roden trying for his first career opening day victory. Misses with a fastball and the count 1-0. Gladden 0 for 3 this afternoon. Twice has gone out to Kelly, once deep in left center field. And he's also gone out to Winfield and right. 1-1 to count. Roden trying for his first shutout in a Yankee uniform. Pours a fastball over the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes. Changed up on him. Nice play. Way out in front. Little comebacker. 1 out. Here's the shortstop, Greg Gagne. 1 for 3. A double back in the 4th. That came with 1 out. The only inning that Roden has had any trouble whatsoever. Tags and on the grass at third. Outfield shaded towards right. Big gap in left center. Fastball up high. First of a 3-game set to open up the 88 season. Tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, it'll be Candelaria against Straker. And in the finale on Thursday night, 7:30, Richard Dotson making his first appearance in a Yankee uniform against the knuckleballer Joe Negro. Outside, 3-0 the count. I don't think you can use the word clinic, but he has certainly been in control all afternoon. There's the fastball strike, and he has thrown, I think, a lot more fastballs than the Minnesota Twin hitters have anticipated. Hard hit, but Santana, easy play. 2 gone.
Well, there's no doubt that Rick Roden has been in command from the very onset of this ball game. But that's the style of Rick Roden. He stays in front of the hitters most of the time. He doesn't give in. He takes a little bit off his fastball. Takes a little bit off his breaking ball. Keeps the hitter off balance throughout the game.
Here's the center fielder, Kirby Puckett. That infield single in the 4th inning. Breaking ball away, and the count 1-0. That's deep in the right field. Winfield going back on the track. Has room, reaches up, hauls it in, and the Yankees win the opener For 1988, 8-0 over Minnesota. Rick Rhoden's first career opening day victory. Rick Rhoden giving up just 3 base hits, allowing only 1 base runner after the 4th inning. His first shutout in a Yankee uniform, and we'll be back to wrap it up right after this. Totals on the board for the opener for this season. For the Yankees, 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They stranded 3. For the Minnesota Twins, the defending world champions, no runs, just 3 hits, no errors. They also stranded 3. The winner, Rick Rhoden, his first shutout in a New York uniform. The loser, the big southpaw, Frank Viola. And Bobby, nice going, kid. You come up and you get Rhoden's first shutout. The Yankees win the opener in a very impressive fashion.
I'll tell you what, the Yankees put it to the defending champions, world champions, that is, the Minnesota Twins. Rick Rhoden, as far as I was concerned, I don't think he had his best stuff today, but that's a mark of a great pitcher. When you don't have your good stuff, you can still get the hitters out.
Now, he can get you both ways. You know, he featured the fastball today in Minnesota. Very aggressive, young hitting ball club out there. They love that number 1. He didn't have the real good command of his breaking ball. He went right at him, even though he was behind in the count, 2-0-3-1 quite a bit this afternoon, and he made some mistakes with the breaking ball. But after he had shown him that fastball, he got away with it because he pitched inside quite a bit. And with a short porch out there in left field, talking to Rhoden prior to the ball game, he didn't like it too much. He said the only redeeming factor is we got more guys on this club that can hit him over there than the other teams do.
Well, he certainly didn't show it that he didn't like that. Maybe he pitched a little bit harder because of the shortness of the fences here at Yankee Stadium. But some other factors, Mike Pagliarulo starting the season off with that big 3-run home run. That's what really broke the game wide open, and Ricky Henderson hit another 2-run home run. But Roberto Kelly's play in the outfield, and plus his 3 hits at the plate, too.
Well, that's the thing I am personally most pleased about is the fact that Bobby Kelly broke in 3 base hits this afternoon. First time up, got the first Yankee hit of the year with a beautiful bunt down the third base line, then hit a line shot in the left field, and then the last time up hit another rocket into center field. So certainly a big confidence booster for Bobby Kelly this afternoon.
And the Yankees played a solid ball game. We saw our first triple play of the year in 1988. The Santana bouncing to Gaetti at third base and around the horn for the triple play. So we've had a little bit of everything here at opening day at Yankee Stadium, plus a record crowd on hand for opening day.
55,802. That's the most ever to come in a new Yankee Stadium. All right, Yankees win it 8-0. We'll be back with more right after this. Back at Yankee Stadium, where you see the results of today's opener. 8-11-0 for the Yankees, 0-3-0 for Minnesota. And along with Bobby Mercer, I'm Ken Harrelson. You know, Bobby, the last time the Yankees had a shutout from the opening day pitcher was one of your former teammates, Mel Stottlemyre, back in 1974.
Well, I'll tell you what, shutouts are few and far between these days as far as pitching is concerned in the major leagues, especially for the New York Yankees. Last year, well, you know how important now the bullpen is. Normally, the starting pitchers, they tell them to say, can you give me 5 or 6 good innings, and then we'll go to the bullpen. Rick Rhoden started the season off with a shutout complete game, and I think that's something to say about the New York pitching staff this year. There's been a little bit of question mark about the pitcher. We're going to get a chance to see Candelaria tomorrow. And then Rich Dotson coming over, making his first start on Thursday night. So Yankees starting off on the right track as far as the pitching is concerned. And Rick Rhoden, I don't see any. That's the kind of guy that the Yankees expect to mainstay this staff. Rick Rhoden, he's the #1 guy. He's the guy that they throw out there to try to win the big ball game for them.
Well, the 3 guys that they're going to be running out there, the first 3 guys in this 3-game series, when you're talking about Rhoden today, Candelaria tomorrow, Dotson, then all of a sudden it'll be Al Leiter and Tommy John according to the schedule, according to the weather, what happens in case of any rainouts. But as we talked about in spring training, you were more optimistic about the offense. I think the offense at this point is certainly solid. I don't think there's any question, especially when Jack Clark comes back, which he's walking around now under his own power. He's not on crutches anymore. But one of the things about it, when he gets back in there, you're going to see a lot of good balance. But I still think the pitching has been maligned. I think the pitching is a little better than everybody has been saying or inferring, so to speak. I think that Dotson will probably lead this club in innings this year. I think Dotson will give you 220, 230 innings out there. I think the big question mark is Leiter. And then all of a sudden, I also think another question mark will be Candelaria. Now, Candy, if he's healthy and he can stay healthy, we all know what he can do. He can go out there for 5, 6, 7 innings and really do a number out on that mound. But overall, I think also, as we stated at the top, Merce, that if this club, which is not a deep club, they have a deep club with the players on the field and the first 3 or 4 starters they can run out there. But if there's any injuries, they're going to have to make some adjustments in a hurry.
Well, also, you got to remember that they have Charlie Hudson, who they can throw into the starting rotation. And basically, I think that Gooderman would be a better starter than he would out of the bullpen. But that's my own opinion. We'll just have to wait and see. But they do have some things that they can go to if they need it.
All right, the Yankees win this opener 8-0 right now. Let's take a couple of looks at some highlights that we have for you. Dave Winfield, this knocking in the first Yankee run. That coming in the 4th inning. After Willie Randolph had double, there comes the co-captain scoring. That made it 1-0. Winfield getting a big ovation from the crowd, but here's the big blow right here off the tough left-hander Frank Viola. Watch Kirby Puckett. Bobby, this is something you don't see Puckett do very often.
Especially at the Metrodome, Kirby Puckett, you could see him all day long bringing the ball back in over the fence. But this time, Mike Pagliarulo gets the 3-run home run out of it as the ball glances off Puckett's glove.
Now the top of the 5th inning after Santana let it off with a base on balls. Ricky Henderson on the fastball for Viola.
Well, Henderson, we all know that he has power. Billy Martin is expecting Henderson to steal at least 100 bases for him this year. He won't have to steal too many if he keeps knocking the ball out of the ballpark, though.
And here's a first base hit for the hitman, Don Mattingly. A rocket down the line. Also picking up his first RBI. And then, of course, something that did not happen yesterday, so we can say the first triple play of 1988.
Well, you take a look at Guy Eddy. It's, I don't know if you could call a triple play tailor-made or not, but this one is certainly tailor-made. Lombardozzi back to Herbeck, around the horn, triple play, first one in 1988.
So indeed, a very fine opening. As we mentioned, the record crowd, 55,802, the most people ever to come in to New Yankee Stadium to view a baseball game. And Bobby, the first of a 3-game set, both New York clubs. And of course, everybody's talking about that Subway Series summer, and it certainly has an opportunity to be so in 1988.
Absolutely. For the first time, as far as I'm concerned, they've been talking about the Subway Series. For the first time in a long time, I think it's really something that you can look at to come true at the end of the season. The Mets and the Yankees getting it on in the World Series.
Nice going, kids. Nice job.
Hey, I enjoyed it. Great game.
All right. Once again, the final score is the Yankees in the first of this 3-game set beat the Minnesota Twins by a score of 8-0. And remember, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, the Yankees continue their series with the defending world champion Minnesota Twins. Also tomorrow at 8 o'clock, the New York Islanders collide with the New Jersey Devils in round 1 of Stanley Cup playoff action. Thursday, the Nets shoot it out with Dominique Wilkins and the Hawks at 7:30 on Sports Channel Plus. So for Bobby Mercer and Ed Randolph, this is the Hawk Ken Harrelson saying so long until tomorrow. And thanks for watching New York Yankees baseball on Sports Channel, the official channel of the New York Fan.
New York Yankees baseball has been brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By your Tri-State Toyota dealers who invite you to come in and test drive a Toyota and ride with the best. By the Whiz, nobody beats the Whiz. And by Dodge, for 1988, it's gotta be a Dodge.